I'd say give it a decade. This video is for you who have a passion or a hobby and you want to turn that into a YouTube channel that replaces your full-time income. I'm going to share my journey of how I did exactly that and what it took for me, so hopefully you get some ideas of how you can do the same. I started my YouTube channel back in 2007, and I started it because I wanted to share my sketches and also help others in their sketching. I never had any intentions of turning this into a job or a full-time income. First of all, I didn't know that was possible, and secondly, I had no idea how to do it. Since then, I've built my first YouTube channel to about 350,000 subscribers and 46 million views. Over 75% of those numbers were generated within the last 2 to 3 years. I then built a second YouTube channel to 63,000 subscribers and 14 million views in about 2 years' time. And I'm now building this channel that you're watching right now using what I've learned from the other two channels. It's sort of an experiment at this point. So in this video, I want to share my journey of how this was done, how I turned my YouTube channel into my full-time income, doing and creating videos about topics that I love and am passionate about. Now, looking back at my earlier videos, my earliest videos, I'm really surprised they even got 100 views because they are so bad. Welcome everyone to part number 2 of this DVD sketching. Such low production quality in all aspects, and also the energy was just super low. But I keep them up there to show you what it looks like starting out. I want you to keep this in mind because nobody starts out great. Everybody is a beginner at some point. If you can allow yourself to suck the first 6 months or a year without giving up, you'll already be way ahead of the curve. I suggest getting your first 100 videos up within 6 months to force yourself to not overthink your work, and in addition, you also automatically get more experience talking to a camera a lot quicker. You want to get up to speed quick and build that momentum. It's always the hardest in the beginning when you're putting in all this effort but barely see any results. That's why most people won't do it and quit way too soon. And I'm not saying I have it figured out either. I still have a very long way to go. However, I do have an idea of what works after all these years throwing stuff on the wall to just see what sticks. And honestly, I feel like I'm waiting for all of this to just come crashing down at any moment, which makes me obsessed with always making my videos better, improving and tweaking, and honestly, it never stops. I always want to feel like I'm just getting started. If I'm getting too comfortable doing something, I need to figure out a way to make it challenging and uncomfortable, or else I know I'm gonna get sloppy. Comfort kills. And over the years, I've been jumping from one thing to another, chasing a bunch of shiny objects, desperately wanting to make an income online doing what I love. I think most people do that when they let go of that false safety of a 9-to-5 job, trying to find that magic pill. What I've learned is that there is no magic pill and there is no cutting corners. All that matters is really relentless effort over a long period of time. Keep in mind when you're starting a YouTube channel that YouTube is the world's second largest search engine, and that means that content that you put up today might take off in a year or two once your keywords are ranked properly. A curve like this, the one I'm showing you right here for one of my videos, this curve isn't uncommon. Sometimes it literally takes years for a video to take off. And this is why it's so important to create a channel and produce videos about topics that you are passionate about and really want to make content on. You want your first 100 videos to be within a specific niche, but don't be afraid to experiment with different video formats or even expand into side niches to see which videos perform the best. And to do that, we need data, and the more data we have, the better decisions we can make, which goes back to the first step about being relentless in getting those first 100 videos uploaded. Some of the projects I've been part of have been successful, some have been complete disasters. They've all been educational and memorable. However, the successful ones all have one thing in common, and that is the passion. I realized quite early that I kept coming back to my core whether I wanted to or not. The core in my case is design, cars, sketching, and making educational videos such as this one. If you have a passion for something, if you feel like it's something you're being pulled to rather than pushed towards, then I think you have something. And I think we all have those type of topics. They might have been lost and buried by decades of obligations and responsibilities, but if you look deep enough, I think you're gonna find it. From there, all you have to do is dedicate a decade of your life to not only becoming better at it, but equally as important, you need to share it as well. A decade of daily content. This doesn't mean you have to produce a YouTube video every day, but you need to show up every day. Do one thing that moves you closer to your goal on a daily basis. Simple? Yes. Easy? No. So what exactly does that mean? It's simple but not easy. It means that if you dedicate a decade of your life to building something around your passion, you most likely will succeed turning that into a business. It's pretty simple, but it's not easy because your mind is going to play a lot of tricks on you and throw a bunch of what ifs at you. What if you put in all this time with no result? What if you waste a decade? Well, that's literally an impossible outcome. You won't be in the same place you started after a decade of continuous effort, and more importantly, you won't be the same person if you've stuck to it. You won't even recognize the person you were at the beginning. You'll become a productivity beast and you'll get more disciplined. It becomes a habit. You'll even start to miss creating content and working on your goals. Now you built this productivity habit that you can adjust and tweak and aim like a laser in any direction, and adjustment is going to happen all the time throughout this decade. When you find something that works, your productivity and focus is aimed and amplified in that direction, while still working within your passion and your core. If the content is educational, great. If it's entertaining, that's awesome. And if it's inspiring, that's fantastic. And if you manage to combine all these three together in one content piece, you have a winning formula. In my online design sketching classes, I get a lot of questions on a daily basis from students trying to figure out in what direction they want to go. And this video is to show you, first of all, the time goes a lot quicker than you think. And secondly, you have an infinite number of directions you can go in life, and you don't have to follow a system that wasn't designed for you. It's definitely gonna take some time, but the thing is, the sooner you start, the sooner you will start to see results. And the sooner you start to see results, your doubts will become weaker, and your actions to move forward will be met with less and less resistance. But it's gonna take a while to get to that point. And unfortunately, within that period of time, that's where most people quit. I like to see life as a game. You decide how you want to play it. Your rules or somebody else's, it's totally up to you. I respect both ways. If you want to be self-employed, if you want to build something for yourself, that's awesome. But if you're happy within your 9-to-5 job, that's awesome too. Personally, I was not happy working 9 to 5 and I wanted to create something on my own, and this video is specifically for you. So if you're like me and you have always had that deep desire to create and build something based on what you're passionate about, I just want to let you know that it is possible. All you have to do is set up a long-term goal, construct a plan, and then work a lot harder for a lot less for a long time.